bigger than Gaelic football, that was the position polo was in Ireland. One of the first historians of the game said Irish polo has formed a public of its own to watch and enjoy the game outside the narrow circle of players and their friends. At its peak, an Irish team won the silver medals in the polo event at the Olympics. Our love affair with polo goes back to the origins of the game, and Parnellite, Ireland took the game to heart. 25,000 at the polo final, 5,000 at the All Ireland football final. When an army team played an Irish team, the attendance could be higher, 40,000 in 1910. A world leader in 1914 in polo. By 1922, Ireland was nowhere to be seen. Every sport has its origin myth. Chasing steeples in Cork in 1753, William Webb Ellis from Tipperary picking up and running with a rugby ball in 1823, John McAleary going on honeymoon to Scotland and bringing home soccer, and 7 men in Thurles founding the GAA. The origins of polo are a straight, unobstructed gallop all the way back to the great days of the Persian Empire, of Shah Abbas looking at his matches in Isfahan.
It's been turned into a square now with lots of tourists, but this is where polo was invented, and they played polo here right up to the beginning of the 20th century.
The English claim to have invented most of the modern sport codes, Hurlingham in 1886, but the game had been played in Ireland for 2 decades. Valentine Irwin may have brought a version of the game back to Roscommon in the 1860s. Cavalry Regiment playing in Limerick in Rathban in 1868. Bill Beresford and Richard St. Leger Moore in the origin game of the sport in England in 1869. And the earliest documented club, 1871, the Carlow County Club were playing polo. Archdeacon Jemison in Killeshin, Prior Wandesford in Castlecomer. A club in Kildare wanting to play polo if possible. The second oldest polo club in the world from 1872. Laws of the game that preceded the Hurlingham Club rules by 11 years. An active committee that negotiated special rates with the railway companies so ponies could be transported to matches. John Watson from County Meath, who invented the backhanded stroke. And people who were established as crowd favourites, an active club network, and a patron, Arthur, son of the Queen Victoria, causing consternation when he fell off his horse. An All Ireland Polo Cup, dominated by regimental teams, but occasionally won by an Irish club. In 1890, an Irish Polo Union, with its own draw for the Intercounty Championship. And some of the best polo to be seen in Ireland is to be found in the County Cup. Sligo dominated the honours list. 2 separate Westmeath teams won 3 titles each because only 4 on a team. One strong personality could organise a winning county team and ensure their dominance. Charles O'Hara in Sligo, Anthony Maud in Fermanagh, Marshall Murray in Westmeath, Olympic silver medalist Percy O'Reilly, Hugh Wilson in North Westmeath, Jack McCann in Dublin, Thomas Moore in Meath and then in Dublin. Kildare, who hosted their matches in the Castletown estate, John Hardress Lloyd from Shinrone in Offaly. The tragic Arthur Shirley Ball of Meath, who died before the county won their only All-Ireland. And the other contenders, who had to rely on first-season ponies. Carlow, twice beaten finalists. Antrim, also beaten in an All-Ireland final. Military figures, such as Ulick Brown and Michael Rinnington. And the war that changed everything. One county revived after 1918. Events such as the annual match between England and Ireland ground to a halt. Under the rules, an Irish father would have qualified a player for Ireland. Ireland won 5 times and were at their best just before the outbreak of the war. By now, the focus had moved across the Atlantic. The All Ireland Polo Club toured America. In Argentina, John Trail made his name. In America, the Rourkes, 10-goal handicap players, the highest ranking in polo. They did not play for Ireland. In fact, Ireland stopped participating. Guatemala has qualified for the finals. Ireland hasn't even played. The competitions that drew the huge crowds falling like dominoes. After 10 years, Ireland against England was revived. It soon descended instead into a club match. The last large crowd was seen in 1932. A revival of sorts in the 1970s, led by people like Lord Waterford and Michael Herbst, brought polo ponies in from Argentina. Irish people preferred to read about their polo, a distant, exotic game, rather than turn out in numbers to support it.